Hello and welcome to Online Saturday. Today's game is a recent addition to PlayStation Plus, and it's Redout 2. So, let's start. Ooh, lots of warnings. There was quite a few warnings before this page as well. So I do have the original Redout on disc, and it's a fantastic racing game. It's sort of in the vein of like Wipeout and not a common comparison, but Extreme G. So a bit arcadey and fun tracks, colours, speed, and excitement. So I'm still kind of in this mood that I just want to race.
Furrowed earth.
Interesting intro. Okay.
The wind. We have crossed space and time. We have always sought control over the elements. Now, we are ready to master the ultimate force. The one that connects everything. Gravity. Will you be able to tame it? Can you resist its power? Welcome to the Redout League, pilot.
Oh, straight in. R2. Okay. Thankfully, I still had the controller in my hand. It's nice that there's a tutorial. It's a little bit... it's a little bit strafe. Okay. Oh, okay. So I'm playing this on PlayStation 4. It's my launch Japanese model. Whilst I appreciate a tutorial, it kinda isn't the most L1 user friendly. Kind of push you straight into the action. Very similar to the Mobile Friday video. I think that's gone up now. That's Ninja Must Die. That game's got a great tutorial, but it's straight into gameplay. Hyper boost. Oh, just my fingers. A tutorial into the title screen. I don't think I've seen one quite like that recently. That's kind of cool. So yeah, I was holding the controller without any L1, R1, and now I've got to use both of them. I've got to move my fingers up. Okay, top right says create a party R2. Nice to know. Arcade, career, multiplayer. As you can see, I've not really played anything. This is my first time with the game. And it says Online Saturday. Should we just head straight in? You can't just go straight to... So where's the Beely? We'll get to here. Okay. Okay, basics. Power range, 184. It's nice that we've got some gravity info, atmosphere, hazards, temperature, lengths. So cool. I don't mind that multiplayer game blocks off multiplayer. That it wants you to play single player to learn about it. I don't mind that. But I shouldn't have been able to click into multiplayer to then be told no. I should have been told no, big sign across it, career B first or something. It's like false hope.
Even pros use it to test new configurations and racetracks and to compete for fun outside championships.
You remember this is a launch PS4, so the loading was actually quite good for this one. The fan is definitely up and down on the PS4 as things get intense. Graphically, looks nice. The original one, if you can find Redout 1, I still recommend that as well. It's just as good looking considering how old it is. But the game is perhaps a bit smaller scope than this. Okay, I didn't quite get that steering right. as we saw in the opening, the idea of this game, the reason for the sequel, is that... There we go, that's not too bad. Is that there's going to be some anti-gravity stuff, whereas the first game feels a little bit more grounded in the real world, as much as one of these futuristic races can be. But I think you understand what I mean. I do appreciate that we're getting directions to the top as well. It's got a nice little bar that kind of gives us a hint as to when they're coming. I think I'm going to have to perhaps try braking. Yeah, that's brake. So I'm not making these corners perhaps as well as it wants me to. I have the same problem with Wipeout. I'm often scraping along. Oh, if you see my F099 videos, you'll kind of get a sense of I'm not exactly the smoothest racer. That's not a bad improvement. Gold, for sure. I didn't even try boost. There's a lot of information there with the configuration. I imagine that will help us later on if we get more ships and stuff. Oh, pitching could be interesting to learn. I do like that effect of it sort of loading in the background. It's kind of cool. So I'm guessing at the bottom there, it's not told us, unfortunately, considering pitch up R. I see. And you can see it in the game as well. Kind of look at the nose of the car. Yeah, you can see the nose up. But yeah, at the bottom, I'm guessing blue is health and red is turbo. Oh, wants us to do that. Okay. Having pitch already does make this game feel a little bit more complicated than just arcade. I imagine you are probably going to be fine if you don't pitch. Whoops. Yeah, you'll probably be fine to a degree. I'm getting in the controller vibrations telling me that I haven't got the pitch right. Yeah, that's weird. I'm gonna restart this one. I'm not a big fan of it, if I'm honest, the pitch idea. Instead of it being like something you could do for a little bit extra speed, it's starting to feel like it's something you actually have to do. You see the screen's going red to indicate that I'm not doing it right. It's got a lot of up and downs. Yeah, so sometimes the screen goes red. Sometimes I get vibrations in the controller. So the game is trying to help. Whoa. It's just... I don't know, it feels a little bit more complicated than I want it to be. Well, we did it. I just hope it's not going to be too annoying throughout the rest of this. No, I hit... Quit. It stayed at restart, it didn't reset itself back to continue. Oh, we get a reward on the bottom left. Get a new ship, okay. Yeah, that's cool. I don't think that'll ever stop being cool. L1. Okay, so we might have unlimited boost. And it might be that we have to keep an eye on the temperature at the bottom. So I'm not holding R1. I pressed it once. And it went... Yeah, you have to hold L1. Going so fast. Good landing. I tried and I got a good landing. I did nothing and got a perfect landing. You think we were going so fast, the heat wouldn't be an issue because it would be air cooled. There we go, I actually tried then. Just a gentle raise the nose. What's overheat do? I need D-pad then. I was not totally ready for a D-pad move. What do these red orbs do? Does this health? Keep missing that one. It is cool. You don't always have to look at the temperature to know if things are getting hot. Because the rear of your car, the three engines, it's quite clear when things are getting hot. What's I asking? Oh, so left and right isn't to do with overheating. It's something we can do. I don't know. Aha, got it. The left and right there's no instructions of what it does or why I need to do it. 740. What are we getting scored on exactly?
After saving humanity with space travel and terraforming research, ESA created what people will really remember them for: anti-grav magnets. This is where everything started, and this beauty is the mother of all Redout ships.
Cool. Now I wonder what we're going to do with the components. Is there going to be a tutorial telling us? Ah, hit continue. No left or right, but at the bottom there it says square swap ship, so I guess we can have a quick look at some of these other ones. It doesn't take too long to load in the detail. Oh, you need to go into... okay. It said options rotate ship, and I was wondering why you... but obviously it takes you to a different menu to then rotate it. So yeah, not the most clearest of buttons. At least there are a lot of designs and different ideas. Customize, got a thing on it. Select. You see on the chart on the left side, we get 5% more speed if I equip it. Can I do anything aesthetically? Ah, okay, you can mix and match pieces. That's cool. Okay, you can't do your own colours. Okay. It's a little strange that we can't do anything of those things and yet we can still press those buttons and access them. Like I said with the multiplayer, it shouldn't be there on the screen if we can't do anything with it. It should be like you hit the first milestone and then ba-ding, slowly with special effects a new option appears. That would be the more ideal way of doing it. Because then of course something new appears, you're more likely to go and actually see what it is. The fact that it's there and we can't do anything with it, I don't really feel like that's not a very high res Mount Fuji. I'm in Japan, so you know I can see it every day from my apartment.
Wide tracks and soft slopes flow gently on this reborn land.
I'm not entirely sure which view that is. I see it from the east side, and it doesn't really look like the south side. Maybe it's the north side of Fuji. I haven't seen that one for a while. What you may not know about Mount Fuji, instead of like let's say a triangle shape, there is actually a big kind of hole dent in it. From the last eruption, it kind of blew a hole in the side. Whoa, that's a sharp turn for your first race. Just like the tutorial, the first race, it's all kind of unforgiving. You're kind of thrown straight in. Remember, there's no weapons either. This is all skill at the moment. Yeah, you still got turbo, okay. Everything's so bright. It's kind of strange how the turbo on the track doesn't really stick out as much. Oh, it's hyper. Looks like I got a bit of drift in the rear there. I haven't really done any of the pitch stuff yet. Only done a little bit of strafing. But it does look pretty, doesn't it? Nuts. I was just thinking it would be nice to know how far ahead I am, and just having a look at the left there, you do get to see like we're 200 odd meters ahead of the next player. So that's cool. I'm okay with that. You don't always have to have a map of the course on screen. Oh, man. And I was doing strafe to try and take that turn. Still hit the wall. Now, every now and then, very rarely, but it does seem, or it does feel like the frame pacing's off. Like the sensor speed suddenly drops just for an instant. And it's a little disconcerting, just wondering, is it a frame rate hitch? Where instead of, I don't know if this is 60 or 30, but instead of whatever that number is, that just for just a little bit it drops noticeably. Like I said, I don't know if that's actual frame rate thing or if there's actually more happening. Well, if anything, I think I want these turbo pads on the ground to be like a better colour than yellow, because it's just not. It's not always easy to spot it until you're really close to it. Maybe like a vibrant purple, but then as you see with the sakura trees in the background, it could get lost amongst them. There's just something about this yellow, or it could even possibly be poppin'. Maybe because this is a launch PS4, not even a Pro, that it's being pushed a little too hard and we can't get everything far away from the player. I don't know. Just what it feels like. I can tell you, I do have a lean forward. Ever since the race started, you might even be able to hear in the video that I moved forward. Well, that was not too bad. Very competitive for like the first lap, but once we got ahead, we were able to stay ahead. Okay. How? You got all that space to tell me that it's been turned on, but not enough space to tell me exactly what's been done? So we could go to the B League, or haha. Yeah, that's happened a few games where the trophy picture doesn't load. Wait, is this the screen? Can I back out? Or perhaps it just found a match so quickly. You have to remember, even though Redout 2 is new on PlayStation Plus, it's not necessarily a new game itself. So whether or not you're going to find an online match, it's a bit hit and miss. I don't even know which region it's linked me in, because typically with online games, you have an option, or it tells you somewhere on the matchmaking screen what region you're in. But as you saw, it's just this or this. There was no extra information, so I might have to delve into the settings to have a look. But loading is a little longer here, but you also have to remember it's not just the track that has to load up, it's also loading up that's a lot faster. It's also matchmaking and loading up on the online connections. Okay then. So how much faster is this going to feel? Is it just two of us? Ooh, perfect landing. Ah. What's happening to the sides? Is that temperature? I don't know what happened to player 2, but I assume they're still going. It's clear we're on a moon of some description. Yeah, I'm fine just smacking into the side of the walls. Even strafing and steering doesn't seem to be enough. So that's what the left and right is. It's about your ship's angle. If you're straight, then there's no bar, but if you're too right or too left, then you need to correct it. Okay, I still feel like there's something the tutorial... That's still something the tutorial should have told us. Okay, looks like I wasn't the only one to fall off of that area. Got lap 2 or 3, okay. Well, a while to go as yet. Ah, good. Let's go supersonic. It's a cool effect. It's a nice sense of speed in this game. Oops. I didn't want to go hyper, I wanted to do L1. Well, thankfully the track wasn't too difficult. Even doing it earlier was enough. I really think I'm going to have to try braking. Hey. No bounce onto the track, okay. Well, thankfully restarting and being put back on the track isn't too long. But I can still imagine in multiplayer it's gonna suck. Oh. Nuts. Thankfully the other player's doing worse than me, so I'm fairly safe. Good, that'll be a perfect landing. Alright, let's try another one. Oh, nuts. Nope, that was a bad choice using the hyper there. Do you see that? I actually braked. As soon as I made the mistake on the first one, my brain went, You talking about breaking? Break. Oh man. This part of the track is so difficult. Here's the other difficult section. So this time I didn't brake. I took my finger off the accelerator. But I still can't do that corner. Ah! Okay, so let's see what happens now. Are we going to be put in a lobby? Do we have to wait? If I hit leave, is that something negative going to happen? DNF. Okay. Well, I don't know. Do I want to leave it? I guess it's finished. Does that mean there's no lobby? That's just straight back to the main menu? Blurred photo finish, like there was... Wait, is that it? Oh wow. Online is really just an afterthought for this game. So you can see what the game set my AI to. It is doing a lot of my pitch for me. Which I'm not going to complain about because I was doing terrible at the pitch. Okay, no options for like graphics or frames per second. Yeah, so as we said at the beginning, this is my first time playing the game. But I expected more from the multiplayer than just race or no race. Is it just... I can't believe it's just 2 races. On the PlayStation Plus screen it says 1 to 6. Why is it coming soon? Is this being patched into the game? Do I need to progress in the career or something? So we've got DLC packs there, I don't mind that, but what do I need to do to unlock it? It has to be coming in an update, surely, because even the unranked told me what I needed to do to unlock it. If it's not in the game, why are you showing it? Why can't I just press left and get a coming soon screen of all the upcoming updates? Why force yourself to one screen? It's like mobile phones. People have them. People have left and right and middle. You know, we're used to having different screens. You can say L1, left, coming soon. R1, current events or something. And then this middle screen could just be arcade or career and a bit more flashy. So what's this arcade stuff then? So location and tracks. It says there's time attack. So let's have a look at this game options. Race, arena race, last man standing, speed, boss, training, time attack. Well, there's a few options. We had that one match so quickly, and then Nothing. Well, what I'm going to do is I'll fade out, and when we come back, there'll be hopefully an online race. Well, it's not an online race, but that's still happening in the background apparently. Before I go back into training, we've got a couple left in there. I figured it'd be interesting to see how the game does matchmaking and racing. Pitch. Feel like they hit the ground a little hard then. It's all well and good telling us what buttons do what, but we kind of need like a little information what we're meant to be getting as a result. So it's okay to tell us how to do it, but what's the result we're after? So in this hyper mode, having like a ghost of our ship would have worked really well with something we could visually see. The ship is this side, or rotated this much, or this high, or this angle. And we're not getting anything on the landing to tell us if it's perfect or not. So again, how are we meant to learn if we don't know if the result we're getting at the moment is correct or not? Whoa, I think I just noticed that for the first time on the bottom right. There was the up and down pitch to say if the angle is good. Like if my nose was too high or not. Okay, so that's there, but again, why didn't the game tell us about that? It told us about strafe, it told us about up and down, but it didn't tell us how... I'm sorry, it told us about left and right, but it didn't tell us about the up and down bit. Okay, you can use the boost all you like, I'm still trying to get the basics. And even though we get in second, we still get the star, which is crazy because then there's no reason to come back here and retry. Oh, we unlocked something else. Aesthetics. Where is it? It says this yellow dot. Ooh. See, I want to rotate with the right stick, but I would have to press options and then go to a separate menu and then move things. I'm gonna go with that. But then I want to change the colour to make it more aesthetically pleasing. And I can't change the colour of that one piece. Alright then, so rewind. What's happening? Wait, is this a tutorial? Be a tutorial and tell us how to do things. Then it like point to the bottom left to tell us what we need to do. Break. Ah, not enough. I'll go back in further. Hooray, made the corner. Oh, what? So yes, they've deliberately put us onto a difficult track. It doesn't even say whether or not we can use this when it comes to multiplayer or not. I'm wondering that I have to wait for the game to for the motion to continue before I can brake. Oh boy, this rewind feature. It's not quite there, is it? Respawn. Oh, that respawn takes a long time. It's not a quick respawn. I think the game perhaps wants you to do the rewind, because at least then it's quicker. Oh, don't put that on the screen for me to read at a point when there's no sides on the track. That was rude. Yes, fine, good, but oh, the timing was horrible. This is a poor tutorial. I'm gonna say it now. So much of it's been like the bare minimum. I'm holding the respawn button and it did nothing. See, it's not clear if the respawn is my ship blowing up, the black screen, and then being put on the track, or if that's just because I have just died on track. This is a game where they could have done video examples or wireframe examples, just to highlight how things are done, what the result should be. See, that I think is the respawn. But I pressed it for less than the other moments that I've been trying to press the respawn. And it worked, but I don't know why it didn't work in the other instances. So it works, but it's inconsistent. We get a star for that, but boy, this is the worst tutorial we've done so far. We still get all the stars, but there's no incentive for us to come back and try again. Like, it should be like a star for finishing, but perhaps A, B, C rank for how well we did. That way we got C rank, oh, we know we've completed it, but we have not got a great result from it. So that will give us an incentive to come back to practice to do better. And we go back, and we did the race, and the game adjusted itself for AI assists, yet flight and respawn were the most difficult things. Perhaps there should be an assist after the respawn or something. Yes, we're still waiting for the multiplayer. I am guessing multiplayer for this game is effectively dead, perhaps. Challenge sounds fun, but it's not there. I wonder what community is. Is that going to be... Are the community making maps? Are these like maps from the PC version of the game that's being added in? Are these a community events? Like a European event, a Western event, Asian event, Halloween event maybe? I don't know. It's not fun to have these coming soon when there's no data when they're coming, no information what they're going to bring to the game. When you could have just pressed left and had a whole side of the screen and detailed everything that's going to come. Oh, let's play with this a little bit. 2 laps. As many opponents. What does qualifications mean? Is this literally qualify for your spot on the grid, or is there some other game mechanic that we've not been told about. So I'll turn it off because who knows. Select. So what ships have we got? So that's the slowest one. At least you can see on the graph the ship we currently have is the blue, and this orange one is, or sorry, the green on the chart is what's different between it and ours. So it looks like our ship is kind of the average, and every ship has plus or minuses on ours. So I'll stick with this one. Ah, we're on Proxima B, so we're on a different planet.
Neo-Tokyo is located on the closest
Like
exoplanet,
stutters.
Proxima B. Its submerged cityscape and irresistible retro-terrestrial
Huh.
vibes attract
Nice
tourists
big
from all
robots
over
in the
system.
middle.
Essentially a
Fun
giant
fact,
street
here in
circuit
Yokohama,
with tight
there is a
turns and
Gundam.
spectacular panoramas.
I think there's
It
also
reveals a profound
another, or
dualism of
maybe
life.
2 or 3 in
It is
Japan
mix of
as a
golden
whole.
skyscrapers and green grasses, of
Like in
darkness
Tokyo,
and light.
there's at least one Godzilla,
Old
maybe
and
2.
new.
And you'll be surprised how many big gorillas there are around as well. Not King Kong size, but still big. Alright, so we're gonna have some fun. Whoa, whoa, ah. Ah, this feels faster than anything we've done so far. Cool, I think the track should have come with like a difficulty level. Well, at least the game gives you an option to race and practice. I don't even want to use the boost, there's so many turns. Decent. I still think a mini-map might have been helpful. It would have been very difficult to implement, but it is difficult to know how long these straights are. Maybe that could have been an assist, like a boost assist, or maybe a message on the screen would come up if turned on that would say, this is a great place for a boost, this is a great place for a hyper boost. Just something to make it a little bit more user friendly. Because in the great comparison between this game and Wipeout, or should I say the inevitable comparison, I would say Wipeout is perhaps more user friendly. It doesn't necessarily have the same tutorials as this game, but it uses speed classes instead. So you could start the game and it will go very slow, maybe even not exactly fun slow. Damn, I thought I had that. But at least it was manageable. As we said right at the very beginning with the tutorial, right before the title card. Yes, there's a tutorial, but it's not exactly manageable. It's very intense. It's not exactly the best introduction to the game. Whereas Wipeout's alternative approach is to take things very slow, have different styles of races like time attack or weapons or no weapons, and as you progress then it gets more difficult. With AI, then it gets faster. And with the tutorial in this game being as bad as it is and intense as it is, I think I would have rather have had the wipeout approach. If you're going to do a tutorial, you got to go all the way with it. And have something so minimal like this game does. Really, I'm going to hit continue, I'm not going to restart. It's really not great. We're still waiting for a multiplayer. And the time in this video is nearly up. It makes that one matchup weird, that someone was waiting and we matched with someone, but then they just didn't try. It was a DNF, remember? It's a shame that we can't pick a track, that it was randomly picked for us. And we got there's no options or multiplayer or online records. I couldn't go back to that track and practice. It's just something that happened. I got video that happened, maybe a trophy, but in terms of the game, it's almost like forgotten. Why is that coming soon? I guess we can try one in the careers while we wait. No, I've already got this one. Yeah, let's just go. It looks good. The racing's good. It's just everything else around the game. Everything else around it. It doesn't feel like a sequel. It feels like the first version of the game with all the mistakes you wouldn't expect from a sequel. Whoops, I hit the wrong button. I was trying to boost out that corner. Yeah, there's a little bit of drift on the rear here. It's weird because sometimes you feel like you're steering and the ship's not doing anything. And then other times you feel like you're steering and the rear's trying to go around on you. Not too sure if it's oversteer or unsteer, but I think you get the point that controlling the ship doesn't feel as predictable as you would imagine it would be. I was thinking in my head that it would be nice if there was an arrow to tell me where the players behind me were when they were coming up behind me. And I've been looking at the screen near the bottom to try and see it. And it wasn't until we were going around a corner where I saw. And then I saw that there's a orange triangle. And yeah, there is a sign telling you when there's someone coming up behind you, but it's hidden behind all the other UI. You can't really see it unless you're in a corner. What a waste of... Oh, that is such a silly mistake from the developers. That's really got to be patched out. That's almost fundamental to gameplay. Such a critical error. Say the AI in this feels stronger than I expected it would have been. The guy in front kind of just racing away with it. I feel almost like the AI doesn't match what my ability at this early part of the game should be. And in some respects, yes, that means I've got someone to aim for. There's a challenge. But also it feels like, is this game actually balanced or not? I caught up with some boosting. Ah, nuts. Yeah, second. So it's difficult to know if that's because of the AI or because of my skill. But for it to be in the first race this early on, it feels more difficult than it should have been. See, we picked up an item, and it feels like we should have had an option on that screen to just click a button and it would just equip it or something. Or even here, all that space on the right, continue, restart, go to ship and equip, you know, or check out new content or check out winnings. Oh wow, you can see there's a lot here in the B League. And it all just says what you need to unlock the next thing. So it doesn't look like there's anything else to unlock in this game. I can't even see what's in these other leagues. So all you're going to do is make progression, and it doesn't look like you unlock any other extra content in this game. So we've been recording now for over an hour. Matchmaking, we've been waiting for at least 30 minutes. So I'm going to end the video here. So Redout 2. The racing is fine, maybe even good. Graphically it's very impressive, it really is. It's just everything built around the game, it's just a disappointment, especially as it's a sequel. These are all the mistakes I would expect from the first in the series. But for it to be the second, and for this online mode to feel so much like an afterthought, it's really a downer. So I got this on PlayStation Plus, and honestly, I wouldn't recommend buying the game, especially when the game's not here. Season challenge coming soon. What's that, DLC? Is that a game update? There's no date on it, no indication what it brings. You shouldn't buy the game for what it promises to give you. You should buy the game for what it is, and what it is half-baked multiplayer and just an arcade and a career mode and a very poor tutorial. Is that enough? Maybe for some. At a PlayStation Plus free game? Yeah, maybe. But if you had to pay money for this, I would kind of want a refund. It's just not good. So Redout 2. Hard pass, I'm afraid. Oh, it's up there with like Trackmania as being a really disappointing online game. But at least that had other things you can do, or better online. Oh, the online in this is terrible. Of course, if you got the DLC, which goes into Korea, you can talk about it in the comments if it adds anything extra to the game, if it's worthwhile or not. I can understand why the Korea is sort of gatekept by stars, but I feel like we should have more open. I don't know, this feels a bit unbalanced, this career mode as well. At least there's arcade, but maybe on this screen with a bit of adjustments they could have put down leaderboards of your friends, what they've achieved in these specific things, or told us what your friend has done this recently, do you want to try it? Or maybe even global leaderboards. But no, it feels like this is just a single player game with tacked on multiplayer, and a single player game that's still early access. So yeah, I'm finished waiting. I'm going to cancel matchmaking and I'm going to end the video. So until the next online Saturday video, or until I see you checking out some of the other videos or playlists or YouTube shorts we have, or maybe I'll see you over at Ko-fi. As a small YouTube channel, we get no money from YouTube, but with Ko-fi we can get PayPal donations, and we have a couple of subscription tiers as well. But wherever or whenever I see you again, please take care.